The last question is about, I see in your social media this and that, you don't are very agree with Cardano. You know, the Cardano project, that is another, for the who don't knows. Cardano is another blockchain. Is another, we can call it a cryptocurrency. For the Bitcoiners, only Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. The other ones is altcoins. But well, it's a cryptocurrency. It's a blockchain. You can make transactions with ADA, that is the coin, and you can keep information with in the blockchains in NFT forms. But I see you constantly are not so much agree with Cardano. I want to ask you why. To put the people who are listening us in context, the Ethiopian government, the Ghanaian government, and other African countries are making agreements with Cardano to put the information in their blockchain. Specifically, in the case of Ethiopia, we are half, we are Ethiopians, Kal and me. So the Ethiopian government wants to put in the blockchain the information from the students and the teachers, and they want to make another improvements in another ID licenses. So the question directly is why you are not so much agree with it.
Sure. So, I mean, why I don't agree with it is, simply speaking, they're using Ethiopia. It's almost a kind of a affinity marketing, right? So they come in and they take photos and they kind of announce these very large projects, and you can see them shaking hands with ministers and so on. But really, there's nothing happening on the ground in terms of implementation, and they're using that story as a way to hype and market and promote their token in more developed countries. So with regards to Ethiopia, Cardano came into Ethiopia around 2018. So, 5 years now. And there has been no implementation of any technology. So there isn't any, capturing or improvements. Or, yeah, and one, you don't want a private foreign company, responsible for something like that. You probably want to leave this to someone within your country. There are already tools. I think Microsoft has a DID, a decentralized ID a protocol called ION. India uses it, and they've had great success with it. So it's really not a tool that Ethiopia needs. Even if and now after 2018, you've had national ID come about. So that's ID.ET. So that's an Ethiopian solution for digital ID. So one, it's a completely nonsensical. Nobody asked for this tool. There was no tendering process. There was no kind of competition amongst service providers. If there were, there would be a lot easier and faster ways to do this. And so they're purely using this story of 5 million kids on the Ethiopian or on the Cardano blockchain as a marketing exercise. I mean, think about the actual intensive data collection that would need to go on to go find 5 million Ethiopian kids and capture their fingerprint or and so do we want that to occur, right? And so I don't think I know I don't, and so yeah, this has kind of just been a kind of a marketing gimmick. And in the meantime, they've been promoting their tokens. I think at some point it was $3 a token. Now it's fallen below 30 cents or 25 cents or what have you. And I think here is where the story ends, because the SEC, the regulators in the United States, are saying the token qualifies for, I think it's the Howey test, which distinguishes whether something is a security or not. And it looks as though ADA token is a security, right? You're essentially buying into the company, buying a share of the company, and they're doing all of this in an unregulated fashion with exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, right? So although I'm not a fan of regulation, I think we're simply seeing what needs to happen, which is, have these kind of altcoins be labeled for what they are, and so we'll see less of their presence in Ethiopia and other countries for the future.
Interesting. I have never watched it from that perspective, but you are totally right. They have a lot of time inside of Ethiopia, and they have no change, nothing literally. I mean, at the
Yeah.
beginning when I started listening about them, I was like exciting, like wow, they are bringing this technology directly to the government. But yeah, after the time, they didn't nothing actually. So I didn't watch it from that perspective because yeah, for example, we are watching for Safaricom. They have only one year and they are making a lot of improvement, and the capital it's yeah, huge, bigger, but they optimize a lot of how they are using the resources. There are a lot of other companies that are making literally miracles inside of Ethiopia or in another African countries, just optimizing the resources they have, but having a truly perspective of what they want to achieve. So it's possible to make the change, and they have not make so much in there. Yeah, I didn't watch it from that perspective, but I'm agree with you.